Carioca Arena in Rio de Janeiro, and the men's quarterfinals in the individual saber competition in fencing, and the United States and Daryl Homer a win away from reaching the semifinals. He would advance further than he did in London in 2012 when he reached the quarterfinals at just 22 years old. But standing in his way is Matyas Szabo of Germany, and this should be a heck of a bout. Dave Benz alongside Jeff Buchanan, and this bracket really opened up when the #1 ranked player in the world was ousted from this tournament early on, and now a great opportunity for Homer to get to the semifinals if he can get past Szabo.
Storyline #1 is Alexei Yakomenko, #1 in the world, losing in the 32. It completely opened up this bracket. But storyline #2 is that man, Daryl Homer, who took second in the World Championships last year, had a terrible season. According to his coach, Yuri Gelman, I had very low expectations going into Rio. Daryl didn't show results the whole year. He put too much pressure on himself. He was fencing too conservatively, making wrong decisions. Yuri Gelman said Daryl has always been brave, took risks at critical moments, and generally won. And in the first two bouts today, that's exactly what Homer did.
Daryl dismissed his struggles coming into Rio by saying, hey, I was focused on Rio much more than I was focused on the lead-up events, and the results will speak for themselves in Rio, and so far the results today have been fantastic. A 15-11 win in the round of 32 against Ilya Mokretkov, and in the last round a 15-12 win over Max Hartung of Germany. And we are just about set, and in saber, anything is in play from the waist up. You can make contact with either the edge of the tip of the blade or the side of the blade. As long as it is on the torso, the arms, or the head, it is a point as long as you have right away. You will see many times when both lights illuminate, that's a simultaneous touch. No point will be awarded. They go to 15. Whoever gets to 15 first will move on to the semifinals in Rio de Janeiro, and we are underway in the men's quarterfinals. And how about Daryl Homer? That's his patented move. They call it the flunge, the flying lunge, and he gets the point to lead off the bout.
Great start by Homer.
And Homer again with a quick move as he comes up with the strike on Szabo.
Szabo came forward too quickly. Homer saw an opening, made a straight lunge into the preparation.
Szabo able to get back at Homer and make it 2-1 with his first point.
Here's Szabo on the attack, and he scores.
And Szabo, the son of some fencing royalty from Romania. His parents originally competed for Romania. His mother, Rika, a two-time medalist, won the bronze and the silver in the 92 and then 96 games with the Romanian foil team. His father, Vili, won the bronze in the team saber at the 1984 Olympics and has also coached the Germans' men's saber team.
Yes, and in that particular action, the referee hasn't made the call yet, but sometimes these guys really take a hard hit. When I go into the locker room after in the saber, oh, you can see he took a hard hit there. They look like zebras from all the cut marks on their bodies and welts.
And those shots to the helmet, those will really ring your bell. And you can see Szabo a little bit shaken up, and will get some time to collect himself.
The referee said the last action was simultaneous, no touch.
So still 2-1. Matyas Szabo carried the Olympic torch to the athletes' village.
Riposte by Homer. He used that tactic tremendously in the last bout. The riposte is after you make a parry and block your opponent's attack. It's your new action after that.
Homer, great dodge of the attack from Szabo. Now he's on the assault. Moves Szabo back towards the back part of the piece and comes up with the point.
And if you see, the red light went on first. Szabo hit first, but the right-of-way went to Homer. His point is attacking and threatening the valid target first. Simultaneous, says the referee.
Right of way established with the movement of the hands and the sword, not the feet and the body. So for the casual eye, it can be difficult to discern, but Homer right there had it and gets the point.
The referee said preparation. That means Szabo was moving forward with the feet, but not the hand. And there Homer saw a little opening and hit.
You saw Szabo react like that last touch did not feel so good to the chest.
Wow, what a touch by Homer. Unbelievable as he hits on a stop hit. And he's acknowledging the crowd. Tremendous hit. There's a stop hit on the wrist. Tremendous touch.
Stop hit while going backward and moving the hands forward to get the point. A 4-0 run for Daryl Homer of Manhattan, New York.
That's a parry post.
And the point for Szabo.
Homer went for the attack. Szabo was waiting. He blocked it, made the parry, and the riposte.
Daryl Homer, 26 years old, was born in the U.S. Virgin Islands, moved to the United States when he was 5. Took up fencing at the age of 11.
Homer, a little lucky there. He attacked. Szabo was waiting with the parry. He blocked it, missed on the riposte. Homer hit on the remise, which is the second action after your first attack is parried.
And a 7-2 lead for Homer. Homer lunging forward. Simultaneous action will result in the score staying at 7-2. In the 2015 World Championships, Homer became the first American man to win an individual saber medal at the Worlds when he won silver. And Homer with another quick point, the parry of the riposte, and it's 8-2. They will take a 1-minute break. Back with round 2 in a moment. The crowd in Karaoke Arena number 3 getting behind Daryl Homer, the 26-year-old from New York, with an 8-2, make it 8-3 lead now.
Homer tried for an attack, was parried by Szabo. Szabo's body language was so down after the 8th touch before the break. Even during the break, speaking to his father and coach, Billy, he looked down.
And Homer answers right back to re-up the lead to 6. Szabo began fencing at the age of 4. Now 24 years old.
Szabo very frustrated on that touch because he just opened himself up. He attacked with it. He moved his feet forward too fast and opened himself up for Homer's attack into that preparation.
Simultaneous action by the fencers will result in no point for either. First fencer to 15 moves on to the semifinals. And the point for Szabo.
On the parry riposte, Homer a little anxious there.
Daryl Homer on the retreat, and how about that? He gets backed up towards the back edge of the piece and then slashes for the point.
There's a little counterattack. Oh, there's a look of disbelief and exasperation on the face of Szabo. That's twice Homer's hit on that type of touch. I think he should go forward a little. Don't cede ground so easily again.
Homer just 5 points away from the semifinals. And the point will go for Szabo. And Homer coming up a little bit gingerly. Daryl Homer on the attack.
2 beats. There's 2 beats on the blade. Homer made a beat attack. There's a second beat, which could be the riposte for Szabo. The referee's going to look at. I heard 2 beats. If there's 2 of them, I'd give the second one to Szabo on the riposte. Very close. It's also Homer beat the blade twice himself.
Referee taking.
Here we go. Beat. Attack unfair. Beat attack for Homer, as I said. And then it was parried. The second parry goes to Szabo, who scores the riposte.
So
Point for Szabo.
Point makes it a 4-point bout. And that'll be a simultaneous touch to keep it 10-6. Daryl Homer out in front, but has to keep the pressure on. Does not want to let up against Szabo. That flunge unsuccessful because the simultaneous touch.
Wow, preparation. The referee says Homer prepared with his arm back. It wasn't threatening the target, and Szabo gets the attack.
A 3-0 run for Szabo to narrow the margin back to 3. Daryl Homer, who lost in the quarterfinals in London, simultaneous touch will keep it 10-7.
Coach Gelman telling Homer to keep moving the feet.
Another simultaneous action. Daryl Homer said of his appearance in London, quote, "I went in there having fun, which is great, but the biggest regret is I wish I'd gone in there a little bit more like you're winning the gold at 22. Came to Rio with a little bit different focus, different expectations this time around at 26 years old, believing that he can indeed make a huge splash on the Olympic stage." But right now, it's Szabo with a little bit of momentum on the 3-0 run. Homer has him on the retreat.
It's Homer's attack. It's a beat attack. Szabo made a counterattack. It's a point for Homer. Watch the beat and the attack. It was a nice, timely shoelace tie. He had been hit 3 times in a row, and whether the shoelace was loose or not, it gave him a moment to compose himself.
And back within 4 points is Daryl Homer of advancing to the semifinals.
Premier attack to droite. That means it's the attack from the right by Homer, according to the referee. Szabo asked for a replay. Let's watch. That looks like the attack from Homer. His point's threatening the target.
Szabo pointing to the foot. Not sure what he was trying to indicate with that, but the point indeed will go to Daryl Homer. Now 3 points away from advancing to the semis.
Big touch for Homer. Preparation by Szabo. His feet are moving forward. His arm is not. He is not threatening. He doesn't have the right of way. And Homer sees the opening and scores.
Homer on a 3-0 run, a 4-time All-American, won back-to-back men's saber titles at the college level in 2010 and 2011 while at St. John's University.
Now, referee. Uh-oh, he's changing it. Changing to simultaneous, so there's no touch either way.
So it stays at 12-7. Homer lunging forward. Szabo was also forward with an attack, so simultaneous again to keep it 12-7.
Look for Homer to go for his parry when he jumps up in the air.
Homer backing up into the warning track area, if you will, if the piece comes off the back of the piece, and they will give the point to Szabo. Actually, they're going to call halt before the point.
No, it's a point. It's definitely a point. They haven't put it up yet, but they will. Homer lost track of where he was there. That can't happen again.
Pretty rare to see a fencer get driven off the back of the piece, but Homer did run out of steps. Now driving on Szabo and hits him as he's falling down. Gets the point. It's 13-8.
Tremendous touch by Homer, and then he raises both hands in the air to celebrate. I can tell you as team captain, it is so important that the fencer refocuses on the next touch. You celebrate at 15, not 13.
Simultaneous action by both fencers keeps it 13-8. Another simultaneous action.
Okay, that's 2 in a row. At some point, Homer's going to go for his jump parry. It's his favorite action. I don't think Homer got the blade there. I would give that Szabo's attack. I think Homer went for the blade. He missed it, and I think Szabo will get this action.
And the referee again going back to look at the video.
Cherchez l'affaire. That means Homer looked for the blade and didn't find it, and the touch goes to Szabo.
And back within 4 is Szabo. Daryl Homer 2 points away from the semifinals. Another simultaneous action to keep it at 13-9. Those last few points always so tough to get. Szabo with the slash. Seems like he just barely made contact as Homer tried to back up but couldn't get out of the way.
Just barely reached the stomach or the chest there. Great touch. Big touch coming up here.
And now Szabo with a little bit of momentum as he tries to climb back in. We saw the plunge there. Homer raising his hand as if he should have the point.
Here's what happened. The referee said both went for the blade. Homer initiated the beat attack. The rules say if he beats and the other fencer parries and there's only one meeting of the blades, let's look, very close. If there's one meeting, it goes to the attacker. That's the way it has to be called. He got it right.
And it puts Daryl Homer now on the verge of advancing to the semifinals in Rio.
Szabo asking for ice.
Szabo trying to break the momentum, and perhaps is this the fencing version of freezing the kicker?
That sure is. I think he wants to cool off after that last call.
Knows Daryl Homer is just a point away. In 2012, when Daryl Homer reached the quarterfinals in London in his Olympic debut and finished sixth, that equaled Keith Smart's 2008 Beijing performance as the best Olympics result by an American saber fencer since Peter Westbrook won the bronze in 1984. He has a chance to exceed that performance in London with just another point in this bout here against Matyas Szabo.
I don't see Homer retreating here. At least he shouldn't.
Homer goes on the attack. Szabo was ready for it with the parry and the riposte. It comes up with the point to keep this bout alive.
Daryl came forward in second intention, trying to draw Szabo out and to take his blade. Szabo saw it coming and deceived Homer's attempt to take the blade and scored. And Homer rushed that a little bit.
Szabo gets Homer on the retreat and able to come up with the point. It's now 14-12.
We haven't seen Homer flunge yet. Do his flying lunge.
Closest this has been since it was 3-1.
That's Homer's attack and preparation.
And you see the celebration and the joy on Daryl Homer, the American, with the win, as he will move on to the semifinals in men's saber. A very tightly contested bout at the end. It got a little bit tighter than Homer would have liked.
It's never easy to get the last touch. And considering his own coach, Uri Gelman, said he had almost no expectations for Homer in Rio, Homer has pulled it together after a terrible World Cup season and has made it into the semifinals of the Olympic Games.
Daryl Homer will have a little bit of time to regroup. He will go for a medal tonight in Rio.